Hello everyone, this is Max. You're watching EquityMatch online live pitch event. Today we've been four great funders and of course an investor guest stay with us. So without wasting time, and we move forward to our investor guest before moving to our funders. Dean Jones, venture partner in Playbook Investors Network LLC. Dean, thank you so much for coming. You've been several times with us, and I'm very happy to see you again. If you want to get introduce yourself, and after we move to our funders, thank you.
Sure. Good day, everyone. Welcome to the pitch event today. I look forward to hearing your pitches and look forward to potentially investing in them.
Thank you so much, Dean. I'll move it to our first funder pitching today, Baruch Guetta. Baruch Guetta is co-founder and CEO of RoSense, headquartered in Tel Aviv, Israel. The sector is dual use, smart cities, and homeland security. It's a seed plus round of 4 million in USD. Baruch, thank you so much for coming. If you want, give an intro to yourself, and after you can go straight to pitch.
Sure. Thank you very much for having me. My name is Baruch. I'm the CEO of RoadSense. Many years in smart cities and homeland security, and I will share my pitch. Great. So, RoadSense is all about understanding public spaces, but in a very special way. We know that today, if you look outside, we have smart vehicles, but we don't have smart infrastructure. The reason is because of privacy. The more cameras you put on the public space, nobody likes you. Then it comes to weather conditions, old infrastructure, how old infrastructure can hold new technology, and how can we provide data that holds, that somebody can work with. Now, there's a new threat started in Ukraine and here in Israel as well, is drones, is the black drones, and how can we basically help identify these drones. What we have developed is a three-step solution. The first one is a radar, which got AI on the edge. The second thing is the cloud. And the third thing is insights. How can we provide answers in real time? The sensor is really easy to deploy. It takes about 5 minutes to deploy. But the thing about these dual use cases is the huge market that we're working on. Now, you don't have to read this slide, but you just please understand that radars are much more useful tools to work with than cameras. Even though we cannot see, we can measure each and everything without harming nobody's privacy. By using radars instead of having this heavy camera feed, we helping cities, armies, governments drop by 80% the cost of the infrastructure to understand their public spaces. Our solution, basically, we are agnostic to the use cases because we know to provide several layers of information. The first one is to help with threat response, then to defend and alert, and give a 360 degrees of protections against countless threats. We are a dual use a company, which means that on a regular daily basis, we know how to help with pedestrian crossings, bicycle lanes, etc., etc. But on the other hand, when we know to defend agriculture and residential parameters, we know to track and identify drones, and by that helping forces to improve um, their, I would call it, the performance in the field. Now, those two markets are huge. Each and every one of them contains billions of dollars without a proper solution. And this is where RoadSense is closing the gap. When it comes to our traction, we are a tier 8 company. We are selling in Israel, of course, but also in the Netherlands and in the US. We are doing multiple projects, from parking lots to parking spaces to smart residential parameter early warning system, and now we are dealing with drones. The thing is that um, becoming a smart infrastructure these days without technology, it's quite, I would say, cost benefit. It's not so expensive. When we're charging $2,500 per sensor, it's affordable and everyone can basically become smart. When it comes to competition, it depends on the resolution. If you look very, very, very close, then we have no competition. But if you look from 30,000 feet, of course, we've got all the analytics providers and all the CCTVs and LiDARs, which are working in this area for many, many years. Our team is myself, you know me already, and I've got Avi with me. We are a team of 4 people. And today we are looking to raise 400 million euros. And the reason is that we want to explode very fast. We've got the technology. We know the opportunity. We just need the way to do it. And the way is by raising funds. But I can assure you that today there's a very interesting investment opportunity in RoadSense, which I'll be happy to elaborate offline. And I will be, and I'm ready for a question. So thank you very much for this opportunity again.
Thank you so much, Baruch. I leave everything to Dean.
Hey, Barak, how are you, sir?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hey, quick question. How do you guys protect your moat in this situation? Because you've got the defense contractors and you've got the governments who are on the military side protecting us from, the drone technology supposedly, and then you've got your technology that's coming down the pipeline as well. So how do you plan to protect your product from just being taken over?
We have a very profound moat, and there are several. If you look on public space, then we are the only guys who can provide information without harming your privacy. This is a very important moat. The second thing is that we are looking for integrators who know the language, who know the customers, and we want to enter this market through integrators, not by ourselves. We don't have the power to do it, but to look for integrators that already won tenders, relevant tenders, that are willing to adopt new technology. It's good. Basically, it's a win-win situation. Okay, by providing, I would say, a winning technology, and I will be modest here. Okay, but having a top-notch technology, which they can offer to new customers and win more tenders. And from our side, we know how to talk to them. So that's the way we see it.
Okay. How many sensors do you guys have installed today?
Over 150.
And then how much data is collected monthly from these solutions?
Each sensor collects data at around 3 gigas, which is about, I don't know, 10 minutes of camera feed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we do it monthly.
So what unique data exists that competitors cannot access?
Because we are mobile, if the only thing you need to do in order to have data from anywhere you want is just connect it to power. It can be solar, it can be batteries, it can be anything. And then I can give you information from the middle of the desert. I can give you information from any location that you want, not just need, but you want to know about. Okay, and that's the idea. It's very easy to deploy. You can put it anywhere you want. On border controls, on oil, gas pipes, on residential parameters, whenever you need it.
What is your first 10 million ARR market?
It's the homeland security market.
Okay. Then what's your first 50 ARR market?
We are at our 50K, and which is smart cities. But today the balance is changing. Smart cities become slower, and homeland security becomes much faster.
No, I asked for your 50 million market, not 50.
50 million. Sorry. It will be Homeland Security combined with smart cities.
So you said you had some implementations here in the United States, and they were mostly around cities.
That's
Well, how
correct.
are you overcoming the objection when these cities, especially American cities, are running at razor edge margins, and you're looking at possibly potentially taking away CCTV from them? And usually, municipalities don't like to reinvest or invest in new technology, or don't have the capital to do that. So, how do you plan on overcoming that?
I must tell you that we have a secret question that we are asking municipalities. Because everybody says, "Yeah, we know everything. You cannot teach us anything." But then we are asking this simple question: Are you satisfied? And the answer is always no.
Right.
Okay, so this is the first door that we know how to open. And from that, it's a very long sales cycle, and it's very profound. And basically, we are not just selling, we are advising to cities how to become better.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Bert. Thank you,
Thank you.
Dean. I'll move to our second founder, Josh Rabinovich, co-founder and CEO of Articulate Labs, Chicago, US, medical devices, a seed of 2 million in USD. How's it go, Josh?
Doing great. I love the flourish on my last name. I've never heard that before. That's pretty cool.
Thank you so much for coming. Please, if you want to go introduce yourself, and after you can go straight to pitch. Dean will follow up.
I'm Josh Rabinowitz, co-founder and CEO of Articulate Labs, and our company is building wearable devices to turn everyday activity into physical therapy. To continue that thought, we are starting with the knees specifically. I actually want to lead off with traction just because it helps kind of set the tone for the fact that knee rehabilitation is actually an important consideration. We've raised about $2.5 million to date, predominantly from non-dilutive sources in the military, have $1.2 million in non-binding purchase orders, and have awards in the spaces of wearable technology, orthopedics, and physical medicine. And that's all because there's a lot of unmet need that still exists in the space of knee rehabilitation. In the US, there are over 14 million symptomatic and seeking treatment, another 2 million recovering from some form of knee surgery, altogether creating about 27 billion in annual expenses between lost productivity and direct medical expenses. And this is a story that's repeated with every country around the world, with tens of millions more individuals. The challenge right now is specifically in addressing the need for muscular rehabilitation. In general, the better the shape of the musculature around the knee, the better the shape of the knee. However, at-home physical therapy, blood flow restriction, existing electrical stimulation devices are all come with certain levels of inconvenience or levels of being cumbersome that make it difficult for patients to be compliant. Unloading knee braces are another common solution being used, but those are difficult to wear under underclothing, are also uncomfortable, and can actually exacerbate joint pain when removed. There's still a need to fill the gap in access to physical medicine for people who are not making it to all the physical therapy sessions, which is about 70% of the population prescribed physical therapy. We believe that there is need to further bring the technology to the patient when the patient can't come to the technology. We're doing that with a device that we're calling KneeStim. This is the first in a platform technology we've developed of movement synchronous electrical muscle stimulation. Our devices stimulate in sync with users walking their dog, shopping for groceries, getting the mail, during normal everyday activities that don't require any additional mental focus or energy, and turns those all into strength training repetitions outside of the physical therapy clinic or gym. We do that by using motion tracking hardware above and below the knee, plus a joint modeling system to learn from and adapt to gait and effectively anticipate movements and dynamically stimulate muscle in anticipation of movements that are either painful or problematic. as a way to assist with the gait retraining process and strengthen muscle in a way that is personalized to the individual. We have feasibility data showing a high level of accuracy on stimulation, timing, location, plus some initial trends towards improvement in pain relief and gait metrics. Our latest data is coming from a study we're running with West Point, where we have we're recruiting 50 cadets recovering from ACL reconstruction. The initial portion of that population is showing significant improvement in peak torque and rate of torque development within 6 months of their ACL reconstruction. Team is small but passionate about the potential for this technology and has a deep experience in this space. My co-founder who developed this technology has decades of experience in cutting-edge control systems and embedded design work. Our chief commercialization officer has decades selling into and around the physical medicine space. Working together, we've built devices at a TRL 7 level of fidelity. Again, secured feasibility study data, clinical data, proved clinical relevance, secured patent coverage, established our regulatory path to clearance, built a quality management system to match, and have identified the reimbursement codes that this will be paid for with in the U.S. We're going to be targeting the post-knee replacement market to begin with. It's about a $1 billion total addressable market within the U.S., seeking to assist with post-operative rehabilitation assistance, and eventually expanding from there into conservative care of knee osteoarthritis, as well as expansion into other verticals such as sports medicine, continued growth into military medicine, and ideally even working a little bit in space as well. We believe selling into durable medical equipment suppliers that have existing channel relationships with outpatient surgical centers and physical therapy clinics, and then building rapport with future prescribers, orthopedic surgeons, physical therapists through data and presentations at conferences, will be able to reach $100 million in revenue within 6 years of launch. With that, we are seeking $2 million to fund remaining regulatory clearance work and to support that initial launch. With that, we'll start taking your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Josh. Dean.
Hey, Josh, how are you, sir?
Doing all right. How are you?
Hey, I'm pretty good. What is the real moat if Innovis or DJO or Autobot or Zynex come in and copy this?
I haven't had anyone correctly call out the competitors before. That's cool. No, valid question. IPs, and we recognize IP is not enough, particularly when we're a small company that can't necessarily fight every single claim that comes in. In that regard, we're treating the moat is in the real-time operating system that we've developed. This is effectively a bare metal code that's been in development, transitioning from the automotive space from the past couple of decades, being written in a much older language than most are using right now in assembler, and that it has a effectively decentralized means of managing state architecture, state hierarchy of the data that's coming in. I'm doing a poor job summarizing. I apologize. Bottom line is it's relatively difficult to reverse engineer. It's going to be relatively difficult to adapt our code to work for other joints, other conditions without kind of the base knowledge that we provide. And lastly, we are, with regards to our extended manufacturing, we're having the devices we're going to eventually have the devices be assembled overseas, but we'll locally handle upload of the code into the devices and then distribution from there, so that we make sure that source code doesn't wind up in multiple places where it might not be tightly controlled.
So what is the clinical outcome that creates an undeniable reimbursement case?
Ultimately, in terms of like getting patient buy-in, it's pain relief. But in terms of that to your point, that longer term buy-in, it's really going to be reducing healthcare utilization. And the number one way we see that is through the ability to delay surgeries like knee replacement. There is some existing research indicating that physical therapy, and again with the emphasis on quadriceps muscle strengthening, getting the muscle in better shape to handle things like shock absorption and weight distribution across the knee, can not only improve, provided preoperatively, can improve postoperative outcomes, but may also be able to help forestall that knee replacement. That's a longer term study that we need to run. In the meantime, we're really focused on pain relief, improvement in gait metrics, and really in the level of speed that we're able to achieve that. So that in the short term, we can show the ability to cut down on the number of physical therapy sessions required, the number of assistive aids that would be required, particularly post-operatively, or the number of prescriptions that the patient would incur with pain relief.
So I see from your presentation on deck that you guys are affiliated with the University of Texas, which is here in our state. I'm very interested in how you're partnering with them.
So that, truthfully, that's one that we haven't been working with them actively in the recent past, but they were the ones who took a chance on us and hosted us for our first feasibility study. When we came in with a device that had been built in the garage, we worked with their developmental motor control lab, which is in the Darrell K. Royal Stadium. There we took 15 subjects who had 20 subjects who had evidence of patellofemoral pain syndrome through the developmental motor control lab using Vicon motion capture cameras and electromyography and acoustic myography sensors to look at how gait was impacted by our device, both before, during, and after usage. So that's where we could start showing that high level of accuracy in stimulation time and location, as well as things like increases in knee range of motion and increases in stride symmetry.
So I heard that you from your presentation a few minutes ago, you were talking about sports medicine. Be very interested in hearing, what's your next step in that space.
We do have we have the head doctor for the Jacksonville Jaguars as a relatively recent addition to our medical advisory board. We're working with them right now, particularly on that question and understanding what I think the biggest thing for us is figuring out what is the speed with which our devices need to match with professional athletes, particularly in the space of neuromuscular training. I think that's where there's more interest, not just in or above and beyond the ability to accelerate postoperative rehabilitation and get an athlete back on the field weeks earlier and or prevent re-injury of the same joint, but assisting with the ability to train musculature in the case of landing or planting or cutting, particularly the vastus medialis obliquus, trying to trigger that muscle in advance of those movements as a way to prevent injuries from occurring.
So as the Olympics approach for 2028, and you're now seeing a lot of the sports that were traditionally male-oriented are now becoming female-oriented or having female participants. How are you guys looking at that from a collection perspective and then also a participation perspective and getting, overall feedback for all athletes, not just male?
Valid point. And then when we see, particularly with younger women, a disproportionate level of ACL, particularly of ACL tears, for a variety of reasons, not strictly just muscle strength, but it is a significant variable that we see ourselves controlling. I think one neat thing with the underlying technology is that the base model of the joint does not come with our preconceived notions for how exactly it should be functioning. It starts basically tabula rasa and is building a model off of the user as they walk, and then effectively calibrating that through measurements taken when the joint is unloaded, kind of using that as a North Star. Using that as a way to help make sure that we're not, again, baking in preconceived notions about what the joint angle should be, particularly with individuals who are going to have wider hips coming in with their femurs coming in at different angles compared to male athletes. So there's I'd say the other design feature that we have specifically different from braces and wraps, is the ability to have the majority of the weight be on the lower cuff of the device, sitting on top of the calf, such that there isn't a need to clamp tight around the thigh the same way there is with unloading braces. It's that relatively conical shape, or failing to account for that, is what leads braces and wraps kind of moving down the leg as the user flexes and extends their joint, and that's going to be something felt more significantly with women that are going to tend to be having larger thighs compared to their calf circumference.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Josh. Then let's move to our third founder, Miguel Barbosa, founder Likewise Pro, Guimarães, Portugal. Automotive, a pre-series round of 2 million in USD. How's it going, Miguel?
Thank you very much, Maximiliano. I'm going very well. Thank you for
Thanks.
asking.
If you want to go through a short intro, and you can go after straight to pitch.
Well, Likewise Pro is the name of the company. I developed the technology Smart Together, and I'm Miguel Barbosa, a micro and nanotechnology engineer with knowledge in the embedded hardware and software skills of making electronics. Likewise Pro, here it is, our logo, and our technology started for being a device very like this, which is capable of transforming any object of any material into a proximity sensor, which anyone can reach out and make it behave like a trigger. And after we have been here in Equity some time ago, but we have developed to a version where we can also work not only with 2D chips, using any kind of material from metal, wood, furniture of Korean, siltstone, using mirrors, stone, but we also have been improving. Now it can work with 3D chips. It can work out with decorative objects of any kind. We have been one of our markets that we've been reaching out, and it's a plug and play, which makes capable of being sold in a store, conventional store, which also sells furniture and any kind of object that you want to put on your house, on your home, on your store. Having it, you have a trigger which you can turn on lights, have a detection system, a notification system, like this, very simple. We have been recognized by Vodafone. Here we are with our domotic IoT system, which we can also connect to the internet. We control the worldwide. We are here in their headquarters in Portugal. We have been integrated with their communication protocols, which because we make the sensor, and they have improved our device, putting the communication protocols available for all our clients. It's like this. You see this image. There is a cup, and if you connect our sensor with the cup, you can touch the cup to turn on the lights. You can make the logos for the companies, where the trigger for marketing purpose can be the logo of the company, which you can interact with and have a functionality, not only the structural and the static of the object, but also a functional behave of the object. You can make a religious object behaves, and like if you are a religious person, you can put like the Holy Mother, connect the device to the Holy Mother, and the Holy Mother be the trigger that you need for your house. You can put on objects like wine, champagne, whiskey. If someone touches your bottle, it will you will know it. It's fantastic like this. You can connect any object of any material. We have been already in some projects, European projects funded. Natural Stone, where we are making floors where we are putting our device. So by putting your foot on the floor, we know that you are in that position. We are also in sustainable projects where we are shredding old houses, making designs out of our creativity, like using epoxy and other stuff, where we introduce the sensor inside the floor, and you have a floor which has a functionality besides being sustainable and some kind of design that you may like it. We already been in architectural and decorative fairs. We've been showing this. We won in our city a project where we are going to fit sensors on the floor. Here we have one startup voucher where we want to transform demolition debris from urban construction into smart tiles with IoT functionalities. Our products, one of them is to also integrate our sensor very easily, like just glue it to the mirror. Anyone can do it, and you can turn on the light. Just connect to the USB cable, and you have a very inclusive product. Even non-tech persons can fit it in their mirrors. And then we shred garbage, so we can make products out of it with distinct designs, put the sensor, and sell it. We have been recognized by Startup Portugal here in Vivatech Paris. We have been in YouTube, being journalists asking our questions about our product because it calls some attention because of the many materials that it can work with. Capgemini also have recognized us and worked with us developing the dashboard and real-time monitoring and other functionalities like notifications. Here you can see in this picture where they have convert a raw material into a full function IoT device. And we've already been Web Summit, our radio sponsor, some car races stuff, being recognized in our city, in our market. Here in Vodafone, they ask us to be with them in some fairs where they sponsor everything. Thank you to them. Because our product, which is like you can put in so many stuff, and this is our perfect client because they are some kind of company that they love to have a product like this where they can sell to the general public. Is not a niche product, is one fit to all. That's why
Miguel, sorry. If you can close in 30 seconds, because we already crossed the 5 minutes.
Of course. So, in the past, IoTs were complex to manufacture and very expensive. Raw materials were not smart. Now you can create your IoT device like very easily. And we call for an investment of 2 million euros to spread this product worldwide. We are from Guimarães. Our mission is to create painless advanced technology where even non-tech persons can use it. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Miguel. Dean.
Hey, Miguel, how are you, sir?
How are you, Mr. Dean?
Hey, just curious, how many paying customers exist today?
Well, we have won some projects and we have been selling some products done by us, testing them very well. But since we are gaining project after project, and I am a developer guy, I love to develop, we have not been very focused on the market. But only with the projects I can sustain the company so far.
Are other manufacturers embedding this into their products?
Yes, furniture companies, small companies that make works with mirrors, Korea, Silstone. I have a huge building here next to me, which the construction guy put the sensor in the entrance of every home, so their customer could enter the house without any kind of plastic interrupt. We have been putting these on floors on the pioneer houses, more well, and these kind of clients, but small ones, not like we are trying to make Vodafone invest on us. They are been following us for quite some time.
So you don't have any current pilots with Vodafone anywhere?
No, not right now. Not right now. We are trying to make them work with us because they say that this kind of product is like what they want because they want to. Their market is the general public, like selling internet and routers, and this may be one of the products that they can put on their stores.
Right. So you identified the construction industry. I'm assuming the residential construction industry or commercial construction.
We identify decorative stores where you can sell aesthetics pieces, detection companies where you can fit this product into detection functionalities. We identify these for construction also, furniture, glaziers, stonemasons, and we are also working out with a company that is making 3D printing pieces, incorporating this product into their products.
So
it's very fast because if you have an object, you can fit this to have a functionality.
So as of today, who is buying this like on a repeated basis? Any one company or multiple companies buying this repeatedly?
Yes, furniture mainly.
Name brands. Give me some brands who are buying this and implementing.
I have been selling this product I'm very focused on developing other products out of this technology where I integrate. I'm being receiving a lot of money for just developing. Okay, so I am not like a very commercial person. I'm the only one working on these projects. So since I had like the last project, it was 1 year developing and working on it. So I'm not being very focused on the marketing purpose and selling it. I'm being very focused on the developing many solutions, integrating this one that we already have.
Got you. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lee.
Thank you so much, Miguel. So let's move to our last, but of course not the least, founder, Dorota Ramihreska. Hope Dorota didn't destroy your surname too much. Co-founder and CEO of PIMS, headquarters Warsaw, Poland, veterinary health tech, AI, SaaS, and pet tech. It's a pre-seed of 2 million in USD. Let's say if we get Dorota back. Yes. Wait for a second. Welcome back, Dorota.
Yeah. Hi, I'm having some issues with the sound. I'm here. Hi, hello. Nice to hear you and nice to see you again.
If you want to give a short intro to yourself, and after you can go
Yes,
straight to.
of course. Hi, my name is Dorota and I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have a combined experience in a corporate environment, starting with FMCG categories up to tech companies. I've been working with teams from 5 continents, starting with Brazil and on Kazakhstan. And as a huge pet fan, now I'm utilizing my experience in a pet category. And this is what I'll be talking about today. Okay. Okay, I can't hear you guys. Can't hear you, can see you.
We can see you.
You can see you? Okay, I'm
Yeah,
back. Okay, so my name is Dorota, as I say, and I'm gonna be talking for the next 5 minutes about the category, which is, I think, is the dream category of every tech investor, because that's a massive industry with a low digital penetration, high fragmentation, high frequency transactions, and relationship-driven with network effect. So these are pets and specifically veterinary medicine. Let's start from the beginning. I own a cat that I totally pamper, and a decade ago, I'll be called a middle-aged crazy cat lady. But today, I'm just an ordinary pet mom. And there are billions of us in the world because pets are the new kids, and the pet category is now worth 3 times the kids category. But that market, what is super important, last year reached $246 billion, and guess who spends most? US market itself is worth 155 billion. Considering there are 70 million dogs and 74 million cats, 63% of the global market value is being spent on 14% of global number of pets. And US is the market I'm going to be talking about. Because more pets does not mean more vets, just the opposite. The number of vets is decreasing year by year. In the US, 1,500 vets leaves the job every year, and that's 300 people short every year compared to those who graduate the veterinary medicine. Why? Unbearable level of stress. They are stretched thin, trying to serve all pets in need, working under intense pressure and high levels of unpredictability, not to mention big mouth pet parents. And less vets means less available slots in veterinary practices. So the growing supply-demand gap has become the industry's most critical challenge. Today, it takes 9 days from symptoms to vet visit. And by 2030, half of all pets will be unable to receive medical care. As tech investors, your first thought is, this gap should be closed by technology. Well, yes, but no. Over 70% of US practices, 25,000 veterinary practices, work on legacy systems. Desktop monsters with crazy complex interfaces working with just opposite to saving time. So here we step in, aiming to cover the veterinary gap with releasing all the veterinary practice staff time now being wasted on everything but treatment. That's why me and my co-founder, we decided to utilize our experience, including 6 years in building veterinary software. Our latest project was HiPets. It was a veterinary booking system that we successfully launched in Poland. We gathered 700,000 pets and 1,200 specialists. So based on that experience, we have built a Plus PIMS. That's a system that has everything practice needs to let doctors and nurses just to do their job, while technology is handling everything else. For example, we deliver medical history summaries prior to visit, provide speech-to-text assistance while interviewing clients, even handle drug stocks. Like, this system actually doubles practice capacity. So the question is, why has nobody done that so far? Well, resistance to change. That's the main unspoken reason. Super old and complex databases made it totally impossible to migrate without losing data and paralyzing practice operations for days was the reason number one. But that was before AI agents. Now we are able to migrate clients in no time. And yes, there are systems we call competition like Digital or Private Cloud, but we are the only ones with no legacy code and super light structure, which gives us flexibility and easy adjustment that actually helps close the veterinary gap. So We have already tested 10 acquisition strategies in the US, and we know what works in this industry and what totally doesn't. Yes, we tried face-to-face selling, and I myself walked over 100 miles on my own feet, banging doors and selling something I didn't already have. But personal charm is apparently not enough in that case. So our plan is to acquire first 100 practices via network we have, including Veterinary Practice Managers Association, curated events, and partnerships. So Plus Beams is a SaaS, but that's not the only revenue stream. Once we acquire veterinary practices, we use reverse marketing to get their clients to use our pet parent app. So vets simply ask their clients to use that app to have access to all the medical documentation and even book visits. So we proved previously with our previous startup, HiPets, that one veterinary doctor as the most reliable source of recommendation for pet parents can bring up to 1,000 of them to the platform. So with those users, here come online payments, subscription plans, insurance, or even product marketplace. And the obtainable market for that combined SaaS-enabled marketplace business model is $1 billion. But we need to be fast. That's why for our brand new company, we are raising $2 million safe pre-seed round to accelerate commercial launch in the US. And with that money, we will implement our system in 100 veterinary practices till next year. So if you fancy a transatlantic flight with us, let's go. My name is Dorota Rymaszewska. Dora is all you need to be able to pronounce. And I'm co-founder and CEO of Plus Beams. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dorota. Dean.
And I can't hear you.
How are you? Can you hear me?
Like nothing.
Can you hear me?
I will go out and come.
Let's wait. I think
Okay.
Dorota got some problem with the audio. Let's see when she comes back.
Okay.
Here we are.
I'm back and I can hear you. Yeah.
Great.
How are
Dean,
you?
please.
Technology.
So I have a few questions for you.
Yep.
Operationally, you talked about creating this new product. How has it helped veterinarians increase their operational functionality around appointments, admin time, FTEs, and revenue?
Okay. So the most time now is wasted on totally non-medical issues, like the waiting room is always full, taking notes during the visit lasts forever. Also, the medical documentation is being fulfilled like for a 1/4 of a working day for veterinary doctor. So we combined all our experience, not only in building veterinary system, but also not days, but weeks spent with veterinary practitioners, sitting with them, watching them work, and measuring how much time they waste on which activities. For example, we make them not using anymore the phones because a system is answering those phones and making transferring phone bookings into online bookings. During the visit, veterinary doctor is focused on pet because our speech-to-text agent is making notes in a SOAP format. This is like a veterinary visit global format that they put in the medical records. And even we hint them that, hey, you gave those medicines, so we already put that on the final receipt. So everything is automized, and because we have there's no legacy in our code, we were able to implement agents that work in the background and do all the administrative work for vets. So doubling capacity is the least we can do.
So let me ask you a question. When I look at your addressable market and your sum, you're only looking at a market that's 45 million. Why such a low market?
Because the practice management system, it's not a like the biggest market ever, and that's just the primary source of revenue. How we count it? Like we count that we have 35,000 clinics on, and 70% work on legacy systems, and we count that monthly fee is around $500. So like that's it. That's the count. That's the obtainable market for us. And but what we know, that the holy grail for every pet startup is to get pet parents use some kind of a tool, like an app, like a portal, and everybody struggle with getting them on board. But what we do, we use business and we use our SaaS to get pet parents on board and use the system to monetize their presence and their usage. And we know they will be on board with this because that's going to be the only way they will have access to their doctor.
So whose cloud are you using currently to build this SaaS?
Excuse me?
Yes, which tech company?
Which tech company? Like this is our company. Like we
No,
build it.
you're building a
build it.
SaaS in the cloud. Whose cloud are you using?
Cloud. Like now we are on Amazon.
Okay, AWS. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So what happens when you get to 1,000 clinics on the platform?
Yeah, we have a backup because to have first 100 clients, Amazon is enough, but we need to have our own servers to secure the traffic, because 1,000 clinics means 1 million clients on the platform. So, and that's the system they use daily basis, and we need to work 24/7 to provide their system, because like without that system they are blind, they cannot work. So yeah, our tech team has experience in building infrastructure. One of our tech leaders used to work for Facebook. They have experience in building gigantic systems for big corporations. So we know how to secure our servers on site here for them to be stable, and for securing the accessibility for our clients.
So when you say on site here, where are you talking about? Building a separate cloud in Poland?
We already use it for one of our previous startup, and it works just fine. Because we have been struggling with AWS, because they were having like a short pauses in delivering their service. For example, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes out of service. And for our clients, this is end of the world, because they cannot see their calendar. They don't know what happens, and we cannot allow it.
So have you tried using either Microsoft or Google as options to back up what you've created on the AWS server?
Yeah, we've been trying OVH. And we've been working with them, and they are much more stable. So for now, when we are starting now a company, this is not that crucial. So we can discover different options. In our experience, Google seems to be the most stable one. But also we need to decide which is more important, because one of our companies operate in Poland, so we need to be GDPR. But based on GDPR, we have to have this cloud based in Europe. But for the US based company, we don't have those obligations, so we can do different.
So I see that you guys take through your system. You guys take is it a payment portal to your system that includes insurance as well, for like pet insurance?
It combines everything, because what we know and what we noticed, veterinary practices, they have like a huge database of client, and they have no way to monetize it, because most of them are not regular clients. So we have an options not only to include insurance, but also subscription with your vets. So we can enable vets to have additional revenue from subscription from their clients. And also we can collect all the possible medical data, of course, anonymized, to feed the insurance company. So we have like the system is able to launch the insurance or implement insurance company offer.
So what prevented this system from existing 5 years ago?
Data migration, because we weren't able to migrate the data from a legacy systems. You know, the database from like Avimark or Cornerstone, those are systems who are dated like 1990 something, and migrating those data to new system would need the hospital or practice to shut down for a whole week. And this is like nothing practices will agree. Now with AI agent, we can migrate in hours. We can seemingly activate a new system and transfer all the practice to the new one. So developing software and adjusting to the reality became so much easier. Because we can automate a lot of things. We can even repair database while migrating, because many of them has no validation on fields. So you can find like they have like gigantic database, and you can find in a phone number file the dog name. So it was super hard to migrate anyone, because migrating to the system that is prettier and works a little bit faster didn't address their main issue, which were supply demand gap and not being able to utilize all the resources they have. And now we can do it, we can address it, and the system can actually help them, because we can automate a lot of processes.
Gotcha. So is scribing one of the processes that you guys automate?
Yes, scribing, yes. Like AI scribe is something that we definitely do. And I must also tell you that yesterday I've been attending 11 Labs Summit, and they were presenting their latest model. So I think we are going so fast in the direction of automizing that nobody would say that the machine is handling stuff for people who can handle people on site.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dorota. Stay, because we are bringing back all of funders. As always, we close with 10 seconds, maximum 20 seconds elevator pitch. So we miss Miguel. Let's hope Miguel is back. Meanwhile, Maruk, if you want to start in 10, maximum 20 seconds, convince Sidney to invest, and anybody watching, any investor watching today. You hear me, Baruch?
Yeah, sorry. Couldn't hear it's me. RoadSense is all about understanding public spaces and working on dual use capabilities. We know how to make smart cities, but we also know how to make smart defense support. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Baruch. Josh, you're muted.
Never fails. Articulate Labs builds wearable medical devices that intelligently and efficiently accelerate muscle re-strengthening throughout everyday activity through movement synchronous electrical muscle stimulation.
Thank you, Josh. Miguel.
Well, likewise, Pro manufactures smart together technology, which converts any material or object into a trigger, which can be used in many kind of sectors.
Thank you, Miguel. Dorota, that's your closing.
There is no better investment than in a category that is totally outdated and is totally in the ice age of technology, and we finally can help them work, not waste time on the super complicated processes. You can trust the founder who already exited 3 times, who already work with this category and knows exactly what to do, and we are technology ready. So yeah, contact us.
Thank you so much, Dorota. As we're closing, Dean, you would like to give any more advice to our funders?
Sure.
Recommendations?
Just keep on going. I mean, you guys have 5 really, really good solutions that I've heard today, and I wish you much luck in securing your funding aspirations.
Thank you so much, Dean.
Thank you.
Dorota, George, Baruch, and Miguel, thank you so much for coming. We are back in 2 weeks' time and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Take care.